Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Friday, March 1st, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Presidents in Texas, fires in Texas, voting in Vermont, and crime in Japan. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, both President Biden and former President Trump were at the Texas border yesterday. Biden was in Brownsville, Texas, which has seen a major drop of illegal immigrants. By the way, the White House now calls them, you ready for the new word for illegal immigrants? Newcomers. It's beautiful. Trump was in Eagle Pass, which of course has been completely overrun. Biden's location, there's no razor wire, there's no Texas law enforcement like there's been in Eagle Pass for a long time now. Meanwhile, a federal judge in Austin, Texas ordered the state to suspend the law that would allow state law enforcement to arrest and detain people that they expect entered the country illegally. That law was set to go into effect on Tuesday. Speaking of Texas, the wildfires there, one of them is now the largest in state history. The previous largest was 2006, the East Amarillo Complex Fire, 1,400 square miles. This one's now 1,700 square miles and growing. There has been some rain and snow, which has helped things. The Texas Agricultural Commissioner, Sid Miller, said that cattle deaths could be in the thousands. Some towns now hard to recognize, melted street signs, charred trucks, homes burned to rubble. A few years ago, the town of Brattleboro, Vermont, changed the town's charter. But before it would go into effect, it required the state legislature to approve it, which they did, but the governor vetoed it twice. Well, the Democratic-controlled legislature of Vermont just overrode the governor's veto. So now, 16 and 17-year-olds in Brattleboro, Vermont, can vote in local elections. They wanted to allow 16 and 17-year-olds to serve on the local school boards, but that wasn't approved. I think we're all aware of the crime problem in America today, but I would like to make you feel better about it on this Friday because Japan has a crime issue too. According to a local Japanese newspaper, a principal of a middle school in Japan was fired. He's 59 years old. He walked into a convenience store, paid 75 cents for a coffee. But when he went to the self-service coffee machine, he pressed the button for the coffee that cost $1.25. And he was fired. Now, before you go saying, Slater, is that it? That's the only reason he got fired? Turns out he did that 7 times. So he's a serial thief, a repeat offender. He said, I should have been a better example to the students at my school. There are criminals all over this world. I'm Mike Slater, Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
Do you want more online safety and privacy? I know I do. That's why I started using NordVPN. It guards me against various internet threats. Digital trackers, malicious websites, and malware-infected downloads? Back off. I choose to browse with more confidence. I choose NordVPN.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Friday, as you know, Hunter Biden testified under oath in front of 2 congressional committees about his father and whether the president knew that Hunter and his uncle Jim had amassed tens of millions of dollars. Well, surprise, Hunter said, no, my dad knew nothing about it. Nada. Don't even think about it because Joe Biden had no idea foreign people were writing his son huge checks. No idea. Hunter also purports that the entire situation is political and no one should believe a word of it. It's a Trump Republican MAGA plot to destroy the Biden family. Democrats immediately belted out a series of hosannas, completely accepting Hunter's analysis. Come on, who could possibly disbelieve Hunter Biden? Now, I have children. If they were amassing millions of dollars, I think I would know about it. How about you? But Joe didn't know. And that's that. Close the book, turn out the lights, say goodnight. What a world this is. Hunter emulating the group Dire Straits. Money for nothing. And just so you know, his father didn't know anything. And neither did Sergeant Schultz. You get that reference? I know nothing. Hogan's Heroes. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Tom Spurlock, Yorba Linda, California. Bill, I disagree with your analysis. Biden and his puppeteers care greatly about the migrants coming to the U.S. This assures the Democratic vote domination in the years to come as illegal immigrants will vote Democrat. Okay, so you're disagreeing when I say President Biden does not care about controlling the open border. You know that's true, Tom. He doesn't care about controlling it. That was what I said. He doesn't care. Laken Riley, he doesn't care. It's 100% correct what I said. Okay, so you can't disagree with that. Your continuum is there's a reason that the open border, and that's down the road votes. Yeah, it's logical, but you can't prove it. Brian Bonnell, Beaver Creek, Ohio, it doesn't make sense that Biden's old and feeble and you can't be prosecuted for the documents, but he's still okay to run the country. Of course it doesn't make it. It's all politics. Look, they could have indicted Biden on the document thing, just like they could have indicted Hillary Clinton on the personal email thing. They didn't want to do it. That's it. Mark Hafner, Westlake Village, California. Federal law trumps state law. How do states pass laws that conflict with federal law? Well, you could pass anything you want. For example, Oregon passes a law that says hard drugs possession is okay. Now they're trying to rescind the law because it's caused so much damage to the state. But they passed it. If you are a DEA agent in Portland, Oregon, and you're making a case on heroin, the state of Oregon can't stop you. You can arrest those people and cart them off and indict them in federal court. And the state can't do anything about it. That's the power of federal law over state law. In a moment, something you might not know. Running a small business means facing increasing costs to keep the lights on each month. This has been the reality for some time, but it's clear that things are getting tougher. Banks are becoming more cautious and strict about lending money to small businesses, making it seem almost impossible for owners to get the funds they need to operate. Despite these challenges, many small business owners have found innovative ways to keep their businesses moving forward. Capitus, a trusted financing company that is not a bank, has provided more than $5 billion in working capital to small businesses nationwide. They can help businesses like yours navigate through uncertain economic times and thrive. To learn how non-bank financing can benefit your business, visit capitus.com/bill for a free consultation. That's KAPITUS.com/bill. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 10 years ago today, President Barack Obama held an emergency 90-minute phone call with Vladimir Putin. Just hours earlier, the Russian dictator had violated Ukraine's sovereignty, seizing the coastal region of Crimea. Here is the story. On March 1st, 2014, Vlad invaded the territory to allegedly secure the safety of ethnic Russians and Russian citizens there. Well, that was exactly the same tactic Hitler used before World War II. That evening, President Obama warned Putin to avoid any further acts of aggression. The White House released the following statement, quote, "The United States calls on Russia to de-escalate tensions by withdrawing its forces and refraining from any interference elsewhere in Ukraine. If Russia has concerns about the treatment of ethnic Russian and minority populations in Ukraine, the appropriate way to address them is peacefully, unquote. Well, Putin obviously ignored that statement. The fighting lasted less than 3 weeks in Crimea. By March 29th, it was formally annexed into the Russian Federation. For the next decade, Moscow covertly planned to take all of Ukraine. In 2018, Bad Vlad constructed a 12-mile bridge connecting Crimea to the Russian mainland. 2 years later, Putin's forces began training for a full-scale assault on Kyiv. By 2021, more than 150,000 Russian soldiers were amassed along the border. On Christmas, the Kremlin issued a series of demands, including a written agreement that Ukraine would never be accepted into NATO. In February 2022, Putin ordered the invasion. The result has been the most catastrophic conflict in Europe since World War II. U.S. intel estimates more than 30,000 civilian deaths, 300,000 soldiers killed in action. And here's something else you might not know. The war has also caused the biggest humanitarian disaster since the Nazi Holocaust. 10 million refugees are scattered around Europe. Back after this. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.